What's going on, everyone? Tommy from Pizarro's Pieces. This is my first video of 2019. Happy New Year. Much to discuss, and let's have a look at some of my Christmas presents and some of my recent pickups. So guys, welcome back. Now this is my first video of 2019. I haven't done a video since before Christmas, and this is the second attempt of filming this video. I just done a 20-25 minute video. I've gone to edit it and all the sound was completely buggered. I think it's to do with the battery, because my mic, I've got an external mic, I think the battery was running out on it. So I completely just wasted 30 minutes of my time, and it was quite a good video. Unfortunately, in that video, there's some things that I actually opened. So now the stuff is effectively on the table and open. Now, guys, first off, I hope you all had a good Christmas, because obviously I haven't had a video out for a few weeks, and I'm 3 weeks late with obviously Happy New Year. So before I go into what bits I've got at Christmas and some of the recent pickups I've had, which ain't too many, I just wanted to touch on toy collecting in general. Just toy collecting, just being a collector in general. I get asked a lot, but not a lot so much now, but certainly a few years ago, why I collect. Why do I collect toys? What's a 35-year-old man doing collecting action figures and consoles, gaming consoles and things like that? So I thought I'd just sort of talk to you guys about it and talk about why I think people collect and why I collect, and also talk about what I'm expecting from 2019. So first off, 2018 was a good year for me with regards to the business and with regards to collecting. I picked up some fantastic toys over 2019. I went obviously to America in October. I got some great bits there, and like I said, Pizarro's Pieces as a business is booming. Like, it's as big as it's been. I'm in my 4th year now. I'm in my third year, sorry, with regards to the YouTube channel, but I'm in my 4th year with regards to the business. In regards to collecting, I'm in my sort of 25th year. I've been collecting since I was 10 years old. I've had big breaks in between collecting, so I stopped collecting for a certain amount of years, and then I started collecting again, and then I collected a little bit, and then I stopped. And then, you know, in the late 90s, I got massively into wrestling, and I was collecting wrestling, and then and Marvel as well. I was massive on Marvel, and then I stopped. And then obviously, over the period of the last 5-6 years, I've started collecting again and built a big collection, albeit there's chunks of this stuff in this room that was before that. So some of this stuff sort of I've had from the 90s, and some of it I've had sort of from 15, 18 years ago now. It's 2019. The year 2000 was 19 years ago. How messed up is that? I'm still trying to come to terms with how quick life goes. So yeah, in regards to myself, guys, why I collect, I don't really know. There's not any particular reason, but obviously I have my theories as to why other people collect, and everyone's got their different reasons. So I've had numerous discussions with collectors from all around the world, from, you know, America, from Europe, just into what people are into and why we're into it. I've been getting a bit of flack lately from collectors close to me, because I collect modern. I like some modern stuff. I ain't gonna lie to you, I like the NECA figures. I think they're great. I think they're reasonably priced. I know there has been some quality issues with them, with regards to people sometimes open them and you get a broken arm or a broken accessory or whatever. I've never had that issue. Touch wood, I've never had that issue with NECA. I think the figures are good. They've got a good an array. So they've got Terminator, they've got Alien, they've got Predator, they've got horror figures, they've got Gremlins. They've got loads and loads of franchises, and I think it's great. I do think it's great, and it keeps collectors, you know, to want to carry on collecting. Some collectors I know just want vintage, so everyone's different. Look, everyone's different, and everyone collects for for different reasons, and everyone likes to collect different things. Now, I know collectors who collect just Star Wars, nothing else. I know people that collect just He-Man, Masters of the Universe, nothing else. I know people that collect just Funkos. But then there's a lot of people like me who collect all different things. I say, you look behind me, I've got figures from 2001 up there, the Ray Harryhausen figures. That although they're modernish toys, 18 years old, they're from old films from the 50s, 60s and 70s. I've got modern wrestling figures. I've got a big collection of Elites, but then I've got Brave Star, Dungeons and Dragons, Swamp Thing, Supernaturals, Visionaries. I've got modern Transformers. I've got vintage He-Man. I've got modern He-Man. You know what? One thing I can say, guys, when it comes to me and collecting is I collect what I like. I don't follow trends. I'm not a completist. I don't care for completing collections only in certain circumstances, like Gremlins, for example, because I am a huge Gremlins fan, so the NECA collection had to be completed. And obviously, while we're on the subject of NECA, they've got 2 new ones coming out, the Ultimate Gremlin and Ultimate Stripe. I can't wait for them to come out, guys. They look sick. They look really, really good, them ones. But I'm not overly fussed about completions. I buy figures because I like them. I buy certain sections of my collection because I like them. Now, other people who collect, there's all different reasons why people collect. I think people collect for financial reasons, so they think that certain action figures are going to be worth thousands of pounds in X amount of years. So you kind of become a collector, but in the back of your mind, you're thinking for your future. So you may have kids or grandkids, people do that, and they think, oh, let me buy all these Star Wars figures because in X amount of years they're going to be worth X amount of money. I think that's one reason why people collect. I think another reason why people collect, obviously, is nostalgic. So a lot of people that didn't have stuff as well when they was a kid, in the 80s, maybe their parents couldn't afford it, and now they're in a position where they're 30, 35, 40 years old, married, they've got kids, they've got their car, they've got their house, and they need something to do, they need a hobby. And everyone's different. Everyone's different at the end of the day. And I know people that collect consoles. I know people that collect modern consoles and modern games. I know people that collect Nintendo and Sega from the late 80s and 90s. I know people that collect trainers. And collecting trainers is not a cheap hobby. Let me tell you, I mean, I like trainers and I've got a lot of pairs, and I don't collect them. I like certain trainers. I'm big into Adidas, and I like Reebok as well. And I've even started to buy Nikes again, but that's not cheap. I mean, people talk about toy collecting being an expensive hobby. I mean, I've seen some of the prices of these Air Jordans and Yeezys and that, £300-400. So just everyone's different, and people are just into what they're into. Now, for when people say, and you're a bit old for toys, I think people need to understand, I don't sit here and go like I did when maybe I was 7 or 8 years old and I had a blue WWF ring in front of me, and I'd get 2 figures and I'd go bish bash bosh, bish bash bosh, because that's what we used to do growing up. I don't play with the toys. I appreciate them. I appreciate my collection. This is what I do, and I just kind of, it pisses me off. I think it pisses me off sometimes. I kind of take it with a pinch of salt now when people say, well, hold on a minute, why are you a 35-year-old man, why are you collecting toys? But on the flip side, for me, I do have the business. So obviously a lot of collectors out there are just collectors. I do have the business. Pizarro's Pieces is a business that I do exceptionally well from. So I am a massive collector, but at the same time, I sell a lot of toys as well. I do well. Like, I love doing what I do, and in hindsight, what I sell pays for my addiction, and we all call it plastic crack. That's what they call it. It's like an addiction for us, like buying toys, and it can get a little bit out of hand for some people. It's not as bad as, buying drugs that mess up your body and that. This is a different kind of drug. This plastic crack is a different kind of drug. So look, I just thought I'd touch on that, guys, because I get a lot of people asking. I've done loads of videos and I've never really spoke about, or never really touched about why I collect, or why people collect, or why I think people collect as well. And I think, for a lot of people, toys and collecting and consoles as well, like gaming and all that, is a way to get away from the real world sometimes. And we live in a world now where there's a lot of people that have got mental health issues and things like that, And I think, and the world's messed up. The world is well and truly messed up. The UK's in a mess at the minute. America's in a mess. It's just, and for me to just sometimes just switch off and just come up here and get away from it, or to be a geek and to throw, you know, Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger on, or to throw Jurassic Park on DVD, or to throw Gremlins on, or watch Friday the 13th. Then, because a lot of people see all that as geekness, and people do see it as nonsense, which is fine. Look, it's each to their own. I'm not here trying to defend or justify what I do. Everyone's different. If people want to go out on the piss every week and fill their body up with poison like alcohol and stuff like that. I mean, I drink, but I'm not fussed on being out every week. This is what I like doing now. This is what I enjoy doing. I had all that. I've done all that when I was younger. This is what I enjoy, and I'll be doing this for the rest of my life. And listen, some of these gremlins over here, like the gizmos and the stripes, they'll be coming to my grave with me. Let's be real, some of these are gonna be, I say coming to the grave or cremated, whichever I decide in X amount of years, but these will be coming, some of these things will be getting melted with me. So, yeah, look, everyone's different. I love doing this, and you know what helps massively is that, obviously, I've got a very supportive missus who loves all this, loves like what I do and everything, and it's not always easy. I know for some people, I've spoken to collectors before, and partners are not always on board with it, or some partners just sort of let them get on with it. But my missus is very supportive. She helps me with the shows, and you know, she encourages it, and you know, that's why I love her. That's not just why I love her. Let's not get it twisted, because she's gonna watch this, and I love her for everything, yeah. But obviously, being supportive helps. So while we're on the subject of everything and misses and toys and Christmas and NECA and all that stuff, guys, let's have a little look at some of the bits I've got. Now, ultimately, this is obviously the second filming of me doing this. Now, I've just opened all these, so pain in the arse, unfortunately, but these are obviously all in the boxes, but I opened them on film, it doesn't matter. So Funkos, we were just talking about what people collect and why people don't collect stuff, etc. I know people that completely hate those, I know people that completely love them. I don't like them, I'm not a massive fan, but there are some good ones out there, and they relate to what I like and what I'm into. Gremlins for a start. So my mum got me for Christmas the Flasher Gremlin. Now, really cool Funko. I like it, and I've took it out of its box in a garden display. I'm not into paying stupid money for Funkos, 15, 20, 30, all these vaulted ones. These ones are reasonably priced, that's fine by me. Now, Greta, I also got, not for Christmas. I picked her up a couple of days ago. I ordered some from my supplier, and I got her for myself. And then I picked this up at the Totten Toy Show last week. I was stalling at the Totten Toy Show, and I paid £8 for this, and this is Carnage. This is the Venom Carnage. It's just come out recently. I've seen it in the shops. It's like £15. I paid £8 for that. Bobblehead with the Cletus Cassidy sort of face coming through. I was happy to pay that. Now I know people will be watching this and they're going to be thinking, Tom, what the fuck are you doing? Buying Funkos or having Funkos in your collection. Guys, it's just what it is. It's what we do. It's what we like. Everyone, each to their own. They've got people out there who are grilling me about collecting NECA or collecting new He-Man figures or whatever. It's just what we're into, guys. Look, you collect what you like. Don't follow trend. That's what I'll always say to people. If you want to get into collecting, collect what you like. Don't be a follower. If I was a follower, this room would be full of Star Wars. Do you see a single Star Wars figure in it? There is not one Star Wars figure in this room. I love Star Wars, the films. I have no interest whatsoever in the toys or the collectibles or anything. Right, Gremlins, while we're on the subject of Gremlins, my missus got me this for Christmas. This is a very nice set. We've got a Gizmo and Stripe stress balls. I'm getting a bit stressed now. Talking about people and my collection and stuff. It's grinding on me. No, I'm only playing. So we've got a Stripe and a Gizmo and a mug. I don't drink tea or coffee, so this will probably stay in the box as it is. It's a pretty cool set, guys. I like that. So thanks to my missus Nadine for that. That'll go into the collection. I've got a Skeletor mug downstairs for when I do decide to have a hot cup of cocoa, which ain't too often, to be honest with you. Now, talking of my missus and encouraging me and buying me stuff, she got me these also. Like I said to you guys earlier, I touched on it. NECA. I'm really digging the NECA figures at the minute. I wanted some new focuses. I wanted some new bits to add to my collection because my collecting has gone from here to now here. I don't really know what I want. There's nothing out there that I'm actually seeking at the minute. I've got a complete Gremlins collection. The Ray Harryhausen figures, which I absolutely love, I've got all 8 of them now. That was pretty easy and swift to do. There's nothing really out there that I really want at the minute. So I thought I'm going to start dabbling with some of the horror figures, and I'd like to get maybe a version of Alien and a version of Predator as well. So my missus kindly got me this Friday the 13th, the final chapter, Jason Voorhees figure. Like I say, guys, these are really good figures. I'm going to pull these out. They're going to get put on display. Like I say, NECA, always reasonably priced. Sorry about the lighting, guys. I'm filming this in the evening. Obviously, it gets, I say evening, it's about 6 o'clock. It gets dark pretty quick now. So, and I also got another NECA figure. So, my missus's dad and his wife bought me this as a Christmas present, which is great because now I'm being encouraged by the rest of the family to do it, as well as my family as well. So this is Freddy Krueger, A Nightmare on Elm Street. This is from Freddy's Revenge. So this is Freddy with 3 different head sculpts, his hat, his glove, and a couple of the Rottweiler looking evil characters. And obviously on the back you've got the school bus scene of Freddy Krueger's. That's a pretty cool figure, guys. Sorry about the lighting again, you can't really see it too great. That's a really good figure. So again, that was great to get for Christmas. Now guys, before Christmas, Rob from Robbo Toys got me this from a toy show. We don't know too much about it. We believe it's quite rare. Rob's done a bit of research on it. It's a weird, I think it makes sound because it's got batteries in it. It's a Venom Mask, which I was interested in, obviously being a big Venom collector. And then it's kind of clips to a Spider-Man mask. I don't know anything about it. It's pretty cool. I didn't pay a lot of money for it. Rob got it for me, so thank you, Rob, for that. If anyone who's watching this knows anything about that, please let me know in the comments, guys. So another item I picked up before I move on to the last bits. I picked this up off Matt of Course Collectibles. Matt's been around for a couple of years. I know him. He's a good guy. He looks after me with prices, and I bought quite a few good Gremlins bits off him in the last couple of years. I picked up this Jun Planning Gizmo plush kind of figure on a skateboard. Not easy to come by. Obviously Jun Planning is a Japanese brand. This is battery operated. I haven't tested it. It hasn't been out of his box. I don't intend to take it out of his box. I got it at a really good price from Matt, and that was between Christmas and New Year. I got that because he posted it for me, Matt. So a big thank you to Matt for that. I don't think Matt really watches YouTube and that, but if you ever do, Matt, thank you for that. So guys, I'm going to touch on quickly, before I go, I'm going to quickly touch on modern figures again. So obviously I've discussed about what people like and what people are into, etc. So I got these in stock and I decided to keep one of these for myself. So I've got all of them. I've got the whole wave and I decided to keep one for myself. I decided to keep the Hordak. So these are the Super 7 new Masters of the Universe figures that are kind of based on the original ones from the 80s, but they're in like the filmation style. So they're in the cartoon style, the cartoon colours. Now these have been getting slated quite big online to do with quality, to do with the way the cars have been coming. Absolutely, Super 7 have basically been getting their arseholes ripped on this. And I'll be honest with you, I think they're okay. I didn't think much of the She-Ra and the He-Man. I think Hordak's pretty good now. Obviously, I'm keeping this one in his packet. I like the card and that. And to be fair, I got all the cards I got come from the supplier. They were all good cards. They were all unpunched. They were all pretty reasonable. Tiny little scuffs on the edge. I mean, you know, for these mint card collectors, mint on card collectors, sometimes you understand where they're coming from. If there's a scuff here or a scuff there. And collectors are funny about it. You know, if someone wants a proper mint on card straight from factory, and listen, people are paying money for this stuff. So if they want to be funny about it and it's not what they want, then yeah, I get that. I do fully get that. I do like this figure. I don't know what you guys think. I'm a massive Hordak fan. He's my favourite character from the He-Man franchise, from the Masters of the Universe franchise. I know ultimately he was more part of the She-Ra franchise, but he's my favourite character. I've got several versions of him over there, including a couple of originals, a couple of classics. I think he's great. The back, again, kind of like the original with the cartoon and showing the figures in the recent wave. And these are, I think they're quite pricey, to be honest with you. Sort of going between 20 and 30 pound on eBay. So I've seen some for 35, 40. I do think that's quite a lot, I'll be honest with you, because I'm going to jump onto the next thing in a minute. Considering how much Black Series Star Wars figures and Marvel Legends go for, I think that's quite a lot. I do think that's quite a lot. They're retailing at sort of between 25 and 30 pound. Yeah, but let me know your thoughts on that, guys. Anyone who's sort of got them or collects them, please leave some comments in the box below. I'll be interested to see what you think on these, because I've discussed it with numerous people. I've spoke to a few people who think that they're going to go up in value, these Super 7 figures. I'm a bit 50-50 about them. I do think they'll hold their value because they're not being completely mass produced. They're not going to be worth thousands, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's interesting to know what you guys think. Now, while we're on the subject of sort of He-Man and new figures and everything, Funko have brought out a range of horror figures called the Savage World. So there's Hellraiser, Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers and Leatherface, and I've got four of them I've got in stock. Jason's unavailable to me at the minute, but I've got the other four in stock. But I also managed to get the Thundercats range. Now they've got Lino, Panthro, Mumra and Slife. I've only been able to get hold of Mumra at the minute. Now we're obviously just talking about quality control and about the way packaging's done and about figures and about cheap plastic. And you know what, a lot of collectors, I do get what they're saying. A lot of the stuff now is cheap, it's mass produced, it's made in China. It's not like it used to be, like back in the 80s when toys used to last, you used to bash them about and they never used to smash. And this is a clear example. So this has come from the supplier. Now in normal circumstances I would send this back. I'm not gonna, because I'm gonna keep this for myself and I'm gonna open it. So obviously this is a Mumra figure. Now as you can see in the box on this side, his arms come off. You can see it, his arms completely fallen off. Now this is a mint on card figure. He's never been opened, he's untouched. The card's a pretty good card as well. Now these figures, the arms just clip on them. They're not like, that's not broken, that isn't broken. But if you was a mint on card collector, you'd be pissed about it. You wouldn't want that. You'd send that back. You wouldn't pick that up. And I wouldn't say this devalues it, but for me to try and sell this as a dealer, people weren't going to want to pay what the retail price is. And the retail price on these is half of what it is on the He-Mans, to be fair. These are retailing at around £15. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to keep this one for myself because I'm going to open it and I'm just going to clip it and it'll go nicely. I've got a lino and a snarf here, and I've got a vintage snarf and I've got a classics modern lino. The Mumra's a little bit smaller, but I'm going to open it up. But guys, what are your thoughts on some of the stuff I've discussed today? I don't know, like, do you like modern? Is it strictly vintage? I know a lot of people are getting priced out of vintage toys at the minute. Star Wars and He-Man stuff is just, it's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid, the prices at the minute. People, I say people obviously who have got money are paying for it. But sometimes out there I think people are creating a false economy amongst toys and amongst toy collectors, and certain figures that have got this like aura about them or this rarity about them end up going for stupid money. It's like, what's the figure from Star Wars? I can't think of his name now. It's one of the figures from Star Wars who goes for sort of, I think he goes for like £100 or something, like the weird looking monster looking thing. I can't think of his name now. Someone will remind me in the comments. And I was talking to someone about it recently. If you go on eBay, there's dozens of them. There's dozens of them. Why are people still paying £120, £140 for it? It's not that rare. I think it might have been rare in the UK. I don't know much about Star Wars. But I think to myself, I see them all the time at shows. All the time. You know, for me, a rare toy, this is a rare toy, guys. This is a rare toy. This is Tiamat from the LJN Dungeons and Dragons toy line. That's a rare toy. This is not something I've I've only ever seen it once at a toy show, and it was missing its wings, and that was in Sandown Park. I've never seen this at a toy show in America. I've never seen it elsewhere at a toy show in the UK. To me, that's a rare toy. This is a toy that's going for sort of 200 or 250, 300 box. It's going for £600, £700, £800 in this box. I paid a lot less than that. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I got it about 3 years ago. Long before the whole 80s toy boom. And the prices have just gone ridiculous. And you know what, guys? This is why I don't buy He-Man no more. Because the prices, even on the merchandise, and I'm a big merchandise collector, stupid. Absolutely stupid. I picked up the He-Man bot bag. I picked up from Smash Toys in Chicago, which was in a previous video, and I paid $40 for it, which is a good price. It's about £32. I've had people offer me over £100 for it. As soon as people know I had it, people will offer me. So I knew that that was a good price. But I'm a bargain hunter, just like most toy collectors. I don't want to be paying stupid money. I will pay for what I believe it's worth. And this is another thing, like I said to you guys earlier about collecting, guys. It's all about what you like. It's all about what you like, and not being into the onto the latest trend. If you like Funkos, then collect Funkos. Yeah. If you want to collect A-Team, or you want to collect Mask or G.I. Joe from the 80s, then collect. That's what you're into. If it's Visionaries, if it's She-Ra, you know, if it's Dino Riders, if it's He-Man, Transformers, all them toy lines, collect it. If it's 90s toys, Street Sharks, Biker Mice from Mars, Marvel and DC Toy Biz, Batman and animated Batman, all them sort of things, Gargoyles, then that's what you're into. It's what you're into is what you're into. That's what I'll say to people, and I don't think anyone should really judge anyone on what they're into. And at the end of the day, the way I see it is we're all geeks. That's what people want to call us. People that don't understand or don't do this, we're all geeks. We're different. Just like we might see other people as being different. We're all different. That's just the way we are, guys. So guys, look, I'm going to try and carry on getting videos out for you on a weekly basis. It's becoming extremely difficult with work and everything, and just life in general, to try and do it. But the boot sale season's coming back, and I promise that as soon as that comes back as well, I'll be very consistent, even if it's 10-minute videos, you know. Look, I haven't got millions of subscribers on YouTube, and I ain't on YouTube to make money or anything. I'm on YouTube to show my passion for toys and collecting and just general pop culture, what I'm into, films, cartoons, comics, computer games and all that, and to share with you guys my collection, my finds, my thoughts and everything else. And I will continue to do it, and whether it's a 7-minute video or whether it's a longer video like this one, a bit longer, 20, 25, 30 minutes, like an episode. It's like watching an episode of EastEnders, guys. Like, if you watch soaps, why not just watch one of my episodes of one of my toy hunting trips to Chicago or to Birmingham or wherever. So guys, look, for anyone who is watching this that ain't subscribed, listen, 2019, Pizarro's Pieces, get subscribing. I want to try and get up to like 2,000 subscribers this year, guys. That would be awesome. This is my 3rd year of YouTube. I'm only up to like 1,200, I think. I haven't even looked recently. So if you ain't subscribed, please consider to do so. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Oh, you know what? If you didn't like it, just give it a thumbs down. Whatever, as they say. Guys, I am on all social media as well. Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. The links are all below. And don't forget to check out the website, www.pizarrospieces.com. Guys, thanks for watching and listening to all my crap for the last 20 minutes or so. And until the next video, guys, I'll see you all there.